WKYT News starts now with breaking news.
Good afternoon from WKYT. We continue tracking this breaking news out of Richmond this afternoon, where a police officer has been shot.
That shooting happened about an hour and a half ago near Ballard Drive. Now, we're told the officer was investigating a robbery at the time, and a second officer shot the suspect as well. We have live breaking news team coverage of the situation. WKYT's Sean Moody is live at UK Hospital, where the officer was rushed after that shooting. And we begin with WKYT's Mark Barber live at the scene. Mark?
Good afternoon, Barbara. A state trooper told me just moments ago that the Richmond police officer was shot in the head in the apartment building that is just down this alley here off of Ballard Avenue. This is right behind me here, or rather Ballard Drive. Now, we are told that this is the closest look that we are possibly going to get today of this area where this officer was shot. We're told that it is this first apartment building that you are seeing here. Now, neighbors who heard the gunshots coming from this apartment building, they aren't talking to us on camera because they say they're too scared. Investigators here, they're also very tight-lipped. They say they are not talking about this. They're playing this very close to the vest right now as they continue to investigate the shooting that sent an officer to the head with a gun, or rather an officer to the hospital with a gunshot wound to the head. Now, investigators, as we just pointed out, they're focusing their attention on the lower level apartment here on the 500 block of Ballard Drive. The neighbors that we spoke to here say that they saw ambulances just moments after those gunshots rang out. They saw those ambulances taking 2 people to the hospital. The Richmond mayor tells us that 2 officers were here investigating an armed robbery when the suspect in that case shot one of the officers in the head. We're told the other investigator then shot the shooter. The officer who was hit in the head, he was taken to UK Hospital. Now, we do not know how seriously he is hurt. Again, he was shot in the head. Now, we are not releasing his name until his family has been notified about this shooting. That the neighbors that we've been speaking to all morning long, they're shocked by this because they say they know the woman who lived in the apartment where the shooting happened. They tell us that they do not know how she is involved, but they tell us that they did see her being taken into custody. Now, we are also waiting to release her name until police are able to tell us how she is connected to this case. Now, the ripple effects of this shooting are already being felt across Madison County. I was in court around 11 o'clock this morning covering a court case when the judge took a break. When we came back from recess, the officer had been shot in the head. The judge then told all the officers waiting in the courtroom, you are free to go no matter what your commitments are here this afternoon. When we came here, a large number of officers, as you can see, still out here on the scene. Kentucky State Police is handling the investigation. We're told that their spokesperson will be here in just 30 minutes. Of course, we will continue to keep you updated. We have team coverage of the shooting, and as always, you can find the latest information on our website, WKYT.com. Live in Richmond, Mark Barber, WKYT.
All right, Mark, thank you very much. Continuing to work that still active scene in Richmond.
Now, police escorted the ambulance carrying the officer to UK Hospital after the shooting.
Since then, officers and deputies from several law enforcement agencies have started to arrive and show their support. WKYT Sean Moody is live outside UK Hospital with more on that. Sean?
Hey there, Bill and Barb. We've been out here for about an hour now, and so far there's been no word from inside UK Hospital about how things are going. I can tell you, though, that there is a huge police presence here at the hospital. If you look across South Limestone there, you'll see several police vehicles from Lexington Police, UK Police, the Fayette County Sheriff's Office, and, of course, Richmond Police. UK Police have had the emergency room entrance blocked off ever since we got here. They're letting a few cars, including those law enforcement vehicles, in, but turning some other cars away. Not too long ago, we saw Lexington Police Chief Mark Barnard and Fayette County Sheriff Kathy Witt walk inside. Also, not too long after that, we saw Richmond Police Chief Larry Brock walk in. Again, no information at all coming out of the emergency room about how either the officer or the suspect are doing right now. We're hoping to get that information. We will be standing by here at UK Hospital, and as soon as we hear any information at all about how those people are doing from inside, we'll certainly pass it along. Live in Lexington, Sean Moody, WKYT.
Sean, thank you. So a show of support on this obviously very, very difficult day for law enforcement in the region. We will continue to track this breaking story this afternoon. We'll bring you updates during this newscast, and as always, you can visit WKYT.com for the very latest information. We have some new details now about what led to another deadly shooting.
It happened along Cold Springs Hollow near Moorhead last night. The sheriff's office says a man shot his brother during an argument. WKYT's Sam Smith is in Rowan County with more on what investigators say led up to that violence.
Earlier this morning, we talked with the Rowan County Sheriff about this fatal shooting. He says it involves two brothers, and the brother that fired the shot says he did it in self-defense. Deputies were called out to a home on Cold Springs Hollow last night around 6 o'clock for that shooting. We're told the shooting happened outside a home there. The sheriff says there was some type of argument leading up to the shooting. They say Robert Gent shot and killed his brother Philip. The sheriff says Robert told them he tried to shoot his brother in the arm, but ended up shooting him in the chest. The sheriff notes that the shooter had open heart surgery 5 weeks ago, and the shooter says he was defending himself.
There'd been some issues over some property, some family property on whose property it was, and he was explaining that he was shooting him in self-defense. He felt that his brother Philip was going to harm him or kill him.
Rowan County investigators are still piecing together what happened last night. They plan to present this case to a grand jury. In Rowan County, Sam Smith, WKYT.
Sam, thank you. An autopsy is being performed on Gent today in Frankfort.
Kentucky's Republican Party had a big night, picking up 4 of the 6 state offices that were up for grabs, including the governor's race. And this morning, Democratic leaders met to discuss how to move forward after the tough losses in yesterday's election. WKYT's Hillary Thornton talked to Kentucky House Speaker Greg Stumbo about that major meeting.
Democratic leaders here in Frankfort, including House Speaker Greg Stumbo, say they respect the voters' decision in electing Republican Matt Bevin to be Kentucky's next governor. It was a rough night for Kentucky Democrats, with the top of their ticket, Jack Conway, losing to Republican Matt Bevin. Tuesday's election turning the majority of Kentucky red. However, Speaker Stumbo says he does not see that as Kentucky Democrats leaving their party, but rather asking their party to come back to them. He says the dynamic of this being the last election Kentuckians could in ways cast a vote against President Barack Obama did play a role in this election. Stumbo also says he thinks there is an overall dissatisfaction with politicians, which is evident nationally by the Republican presidential race being led by Donald Trump and Ben Carson. Speaker Stumbo says he respects the voters' decision and believes Matt Bevin deserves the chance to present his agenda for Kentucky, and that they should all work with him as best they can.
We have to understand that we can't be obstructionists. We have to work with Governor-elect Bevin as best we can. I intend to do that. I hope that they will do that. Let's don't get lines drawn in the sand before we even get to the beach. You know, let's wait until we get to the beach, and let's see if we can all play in the sandbox together to solve some of the problems. Are we going to fight over certain issues? That's the nature of the beast. Speaker
Stumbo says they're looking forward to working with their 2 candidates who did come out on top yesterday, Allison Lundergan Grimes and Andy Brashear. He says they will work to form the type of Democratic Party he believes the voters are asking for, and he says that is one of uniting people around traditional Kentucky values. In Frankfort, Hillary Thornton, WKYT.
All right, Hillary, thank you. And you can see the full election results on WKYT.com.
Well, the wreckage of that Russian jetliner in Egypt is yielding new clues.
The debris is pointing to a catastrophic event that brought the plane down. All 224 people on board died. Alan Pizzi is in Cairo tracking the investigation.
The search area has been widened again to 15 square miles. Russian officials said the effort will continue for at least 2 more days and can be extended if necessary. Yesterday's search yielded some small parts of the plane, passengers' personal belongings, and fragments of human remains. More than 30 bodies have now been identified. All public events in Russia today will start with a minute's silence to honor the victims. Russian media, citing sources within the investigation, are reporting that bodies of passengers from the rear section of the plane have different injuries than those sitting in the forward section. The tail section was found nearly 3 miles from the main fuselage, reinforcing the theory that it broke off due to damage caused 14 years ago when the plane suffered what is known as a tail strike, the tail of the plane hitting the ground before the wheels on landing. A bomb could have the same effect, but with no firm evidence so far of an explosion other than 2 flashes picked up by a U.S. satellite, Russian officials are warning against speculation. An ISIS affiliate in Sinai continues to claim responsibility. The banner on its latest tweet reads, "We took it down, so die in your rage." According to strict international protocols, final judgment on what happened must include experts from Russia, Egypt, France, Ireland, Germany, and Airbus, all of whom have vested interests of one kind or another. Alan Pizzi, CBS News, Cairo.
And security experts and investigators have said that it is unlikely the plane was struck from the outside.